Welcome to Smash Writing. I'm Paul. This is Justin. Today we are reviewing
Another Paul pick. Another Paul pick.
I literally just seen it on Amazon like 2 days ago when I recommended it. I was like, something about the Prowler. So today we are reviewing the 1981 film, The Prowler.
I was hoping I got the right one because there was one in 1952.
Well, I was nervous because when I seen that too, after I watched it, I was like, God, don't tell me this is a remake, and then we should just save this idea for another original versus remake. But no, there's no connection. So no remakes, no nothing. 1981, the slasher. I'm not going to say slasher hit, but the slasher film, The Prowler. Give it away, Justin.
All right, so we start this movie off with soldiers coming back home from WW2 and going to a graduation party. Actually, before they get to the graduation party, we get a letter
From Rosemary.
Rosemary breaking up with her boyfriend who's overseas, I'm taking.
Yeah.
Well, it's the graduation party. And Rosemary...
No, it's a dance.
Graduation dance.
Not even a party, it's a dance.
Whatever. Rosemary and her date leave, and they're attacked by a guy with a pitchfork. And now we jump to the 80s. And we meet a group of girls. They're all getting ready for the graduation dance.
Which hasn't happened since
1945.
1945.
Which is starting to sound a bit familiar. We'll talk about that later.
It's just stupid.
You know, they're doing what everything does. They're setting up the big banner. They're spiking the punch as dances go.
Yet they're college... See, this is why this shit confused me. Go on, I'll explain this in a minute.
And that night, they're all getting... Mark gets... he's the deputy sheriff. He's talking to the sheriff. The sheriff is leaving for a fishing trip, which is weird. You're having a big event, and you're leaving?
Yeah. Poor planned trip.
Why didn't you just wait another day and then leave?
Not to mention, then they got a call of a killing.
Yeah, there's a killer on the loose. The state police are tracking them, and they're heading that way.
But let me go on this.
I'm going on his fishing trip, motherfucker.
And he said, "Don't call me."
Don't call me. You're gonna call me if you need to.
But don't call me.
Which puts Deputy Mark in charge. And,
Once again, I'm gonna just make it clear: there's nothing wrong with being a deputy sheriff.
While that's all happening, the killer's getting suited up and ready to go. Back at the house, main girl, Sherry, I believe her name. No, it's not Sherry.
What, you mean Pam?
Pam.
Yeah.
Pam and Sherry are getting ready for the dance. Sherry's in the shower, so she leaves without her. That and Sherry's boyfriend Paul shows up. Good, he's killed here. Horrifically murdered through the skull. And then Sherry gets pitchforked. But
the kills were extended a little bit.
They were gory. They did a good job on the kills. But Pam gets juice dumped on her by a rival who's been dancing with Mark and not with her. So she's all pissed off and returns back to the dorm. Luckily, though, she doesn't go into the bathroom and she misses the blood on the bed. But she makes it halfway downstairs whenever she stops because she hears creaking and she looks up and the killer's coming after her now. She almost gets trapped twice in dead ends, but she manages to get out. And then some old guy grabs hold of her. But she manages to get free of him and runs into Mark, who'd come to find her. So he finds some wheelchair tracks, but that's it. So they go to the old man's house and find out what's going on. They can't find him. She finds signs of Rosemary, and she thinks it's connected to the Rosemary killing. Because, as she puts it, they never found the killer. He thinks she's crazy, and this wants to go back, keep everyone at the dance, and let the state police handle it, because it's obviously the guy they're tracking. So, they talk to her teacher, and the teacher's going to lock them all in, pretty much, keep them all in. But before she can make him...
Is this on?
Before she can make the announcement, though, and the best part, Mark and Pam are heading in. The rifle is leaving. Why didn't you stop her? She goes to the pole, and guess what happens to her?
She gets killed.
Oh, yeah. This is the best part, too. This is when I really knew what kind of movie we were watching.
Okay.
So she tries to get out of the pole and gets punted in the face.
I could not
Booted.
stop.
Boom! Right to the face.
That had to be the best, though. Like, don't lie. That shit was hilarious.
She starts flailing around in the pool and manages to surface, but she can't find where he's gone. He's in the pool with her. This pool is lit. It is a clean pool.
Yeah.
He is in dark clothes, but she cannot find him.
Yeah. I mean, she could be concussed. I mean, he wailed that dude.
Yeah, but you're going to see a dark blob heading your way.
Well, what about the damn teacher that comes out to the pool and looks like...
Oh, we're going to get that. We're going to get that.
Okay, go on.
So, Paulie gets arrested because he's trying to leave. So they arrest him and take him out of the dance. So they essentially remove him from the building where he went in the first place.
Smart.
But this is when the two kids alert the teacher that Lisa had left. And she goes up to the pool. Oh my goodness.
You walk right past it.
She never looks right.
Yeah.
The entire time she is dead ass looking left.
Right.
Walking along the side of the pool. Doing her damnedest not to look that way.
Meanwhile, there's a fucking pole.
Of blood inside the pool of water.
Just not that. There's a... That's like going... It's almost like walking down the street and there's like trees and everything that's like going to be in your way that you should avoid, and you're looking to the left where the street's at where it's clear. Like, there's something right there. Look.
And finally, long last, she does notice it.
Oh my god.
But then turns around and runs back the way she came and immediately is grabbed by the Prowler and taken out.
He was like in the bush too. Like, he just like wailed and grabbed her.
Actually, I lied. Paulie is the name of Lisa's boyfriend, not Sherry's boyfriend. So I don't know who died in the beginning of the movie. Because Paulie's taken to the jail cell where he belongs.
Right.
Where the deputy and Pam are for some reason. I mean, why aren't you at the school, deputy? That's where the victims are. That's where the targets are.
Well, that's why he can't make sheriff, okay, Justin?
Maybe she's got a point.
I mean, though she is a straight up bitch. Like, anytime she gets mad at him, she, like, throws that...
Reminds him that he is not the boss.
And meanwhile, it's like, no, he actually is. There's... No.
But, he's
It's not like he's a security guard.
He's alerted that there's some tomfoolery going on at the cemetery. And the guy blames the party because this shit never happened before. So he goes up to the cemetery to inspect the grave. He's interrupted briefly by Pam getting jump scared. But they come right back. Makes that all a waste of time. For the love of God. But they open the casket and they find Lisa's body in the grave instead of Rose's body. This ends up being Rosemary's grave. Now this is when they rush back to the station to call the sheriff. This is where you get your favorite part. That motel worker is in no urge to help them. Because he fakes like he's going to go check on the sheriff.
You put more effort into faking it than doing it. Like that.
Then comes back and tells him, "Sheriff ain't in."
Well, I seen him an hour ago.
So he ends up having to leave a message. And then they run back to the old man's house to try to find what's going on here. Again. And the deputy is bonked in the head.
What's the point of the old man's house?
I'm guessing the old man...
Like, they just associated him with World War II?
No, I'm guessing the old man must have been her dad.
Rosemary's dad.
Yes.
Okay.
And the killer was Rosemary's boyfriend.
Right. So, if they got into the house and found any old information that would tell them Rose... Okay, I get it.
But the killer ends up chasing her through the house with his pitchfork. That he stopped chasing her to get, mind you. Because he started with a knife, and he chased her upstairs. But he stops chasing her and to go get his pitchfork. And then starts chasing her.
Well, let's also
again.
talk about, like, when the pitchfork breaks. There was, like, no effort involved with breaking that. The wood's, like, that thick, and it's only up against the door. Like,
yeah.
it wouldn't
That's
have
some real dry rock going on there. Oh dear, maybe it's fatigued from all of the stabbing he's done with it.
Sure.
But as he put it, she does manage to get the sharp end of it, and he's got the pointed stick end of it. But he's shot by Otto. But he survives, and he has a shotgun now, too.
We never saw him have.
I'm guessing he's got it on his hip or something.
Something. Though I did enjoy, like, his pop-up was, like, full, like, gangster pop-up. He's like...
But she comes running over and pitchforks him in the back. And they start wrestling with the shotgun. That's when the mask comes off. It's the sheriff. And during the wrestling, she manages to get the barrel under his chin, and you know where that goes. Quite literally, just...
Yeah.
So here's the fun part about that scene, right? We end up with her finding Shelley and boyfriend's body in the shower. And it looks like he might be alive for a moment, because he grabs her arm, but no.
I thought for a second there, it looked like it was a demon movie, because, like, his eyes was all rolled back in his head.
Well, I think they were going for, like, he's still choking on the tie.
Yeah.
But, now here's the fun part about this. Because we're at the end of the movie, so we're going into the review.
Right.
The fun part about having this motel scene, this motel guy, he does this whole fake routine. It is like 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 3 minutes of him faking like he was going to go check on the sheriff and telling them that he's not there. But even if he'd gone to the sheriff's cabin, he still would have told him he's not there because he's not there.
Right.
So the scene would have played out the exact same fucking way regardless if the motel worker did his job or not. That whole fucking moment was a waste of time.
But yet it was one of the best moments because he was like, I'll take a message. Mark, okay, call back. I mean, did Mark... Now I'm trying to, like, remember the actual scene, like, the full detail scene. Did Mark even say, like, he was a deputy, or did he just ask for the sheriff?
He just asked for the sheriff.
Okay, dumbass, why don't you just say, hey, I'm the deputy sheriff, I need you to go get sheriff, whatever. Then that would make the guy probably actually make a little bit more of an effort of getting up. And not to mention, like, wouldn't the hotel's room have a phone? Like, I know this is 80s.
Well, not all the cabins were equipped with phones back then. You had to call the main one, and they will go get them.
Okay.
Well, here's the best part, though. This movie's full of moments like that, too. You had that exaggerated long walk of the teacher refusing to look right.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever Otto shoots the killer, Otto and Pam stare at each other with
That's
this
a creepy stare.
romantic music playing in the background. Like, now they are going to be lovers. They are the long-lost partner.
And then the Prowler pops up. Bang!
I don't think so.
I still can't getting kicked over the girl getting kicked in the pool. Like, she gets up, bam! Just kicks her.
Before she finds Shelley and Paul and the boyfriend, there's this, like, the dramatic end of the movie music, like, we're sending you off, and then jump scare. Like, that was going to be the end. But they let it kept going to where she backed up, and then he's back dead. And then they go back into the woo. It's like, what's the point of the jump scare then? This movie rips off other movies so much.
I did look and they said, like,
funny.
they didn't like how, like, the plot was, like, very close to My Bloody Valentine.
It was the exact same thing as My Bloody Valentine. It is. My Bloody Valentine, to explain, is a guy getting revenge for being trapped in the mine during the Valentine's Day party. So the town bans Valentine's Day parties and Valentine's Day as a whole until 20, 30 years later, where they decide enough is enough, we're going to have a Valentine's Day party, and the original killer comes back to exact revenge for having the party. That's the exact same fucking part of this movie.
And what college just so, like, initially when I text you, because I was like, because I was getting creeped out by the relationship between Pam and Deputy Sheriff Mark. Because I'm like, I was watching it, and Pam and her friends are, like, the friends, Paul and whoever, was talking about sneaking alcohol into the party, right? And like they're like low key about it, like, oh look, I get some money. And I'm like, oh, okay, you must be like 17, 18, which I'm like, damn, that's kind of creepy that like the deputy sheriff is flirting with like someone who could be like 18 years old and that's it, and still in high school. Because I'm like, if you're 21 and you're graduating, I mean, you can say, oh, there's no alcohol allowed.
Yeah.
But they're not at the party. They're talking about it, and they should be rightfully over the age of at least 21.
Yeah.
Like, minimum 21. So that's why I'm like, I was texting you, I'm so confused. I was like, this is kind of creeping me out, like, that the deputy sheriff is, like, messing around with an 18-year-old. And then, like, then I looked into it, it's like, okay, it's a college. I'm like, what the fuck are they having a dance for?
Well, even if, like, the stolen movies again. Just stealing the body out of the crypt, that's Halloween. The final jump scare, that's Friday the 13th, and you didn't even do that right. But I'll say, this movie did one thing right. The gore is exceptional.
Oh my god.
The gore is, like, this is top-ranked gore movie. You want to see some kills? The Prowler is the movie for you, man. The kills are magnificent.
The cutting... When he was cutting the girl's throat in the pool, I felt that, because, like, he's just, like... He's, like, digging into her, and she's like... Ugh. I'm like, damn, when is she gonna die? Like, what
the pitchfork when he got Sherry in the shower, that was incredible. Like, that was so well done.
Yeah. I mean, I'll really give its props. Like, the kills were, like, they spent all their efforts onto the kills, for sure. There was some,
that's really all this movie has, though.
It was the kills, yeah. I mean...
Oh, the killer didn't look bad.
But still, you can even say, like, the whole get-up was kind of like My
Bloody Valentine, yeah.
I kind of now see it more in detail as we're talking about it. Like, I'm just like, okay.
You want to know what the difference between My Bloody Valentine and this movie is? My Bloody Valentine came out 8 months before this one.
Well, that's why it wasn't better, because they didn't have time to fully copy they were still filming. I mean, yeah, the kills were good. I almost started getting, like, find this shit more comical than a slasher film.
Yeah, it was just have fun with the deaths. I think that's what you do here.
Yeah, I mean, this should have been more of a horror comedy rather than a slasher. Just because, like I said, when he booted her in the head in the pool.
Oh, yeah, that was brutal.
I was laughing. I'm like, oh, shit. My full reaction wasn't like, it was just me and Sammy watching the film, of course. I go, oh, he just Randy Orton that girl. I mean, I was legitimately having fun with that scene alone. And then, like, I believe you, like, because you texted me right before I started watching, it was like, these people are so stupid. And I'm like, oh, now you really got to see what he's talking about. And they were stupid.
Final grade?
C.
Yeah, C+ for me.
I think I would be less than that if it wasn't for the gore kills.
The gore pulls us up to C+. Period.
Yeah.
Like, you got go out of your, if you're really into slashers, go out of your way to watch The Prowler.
Like, I was initially, if they didn't at least give me something, this was teetering on like a D/high F.
Yeah.
And then, like, when the kill scenes came, I was like, okay. But overall, the gore wasn't enough to springboard it to any, like, B or A type of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it a C.
C+.
Average film, great gore. That's about it. Yeah. Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.